I've never heard about Spring-Heeled Jack on TV. I've only read about him in books.
Really?
Yeah.
My dad seems to know a lot about him. Like, he said he was down there, and his time when he was a young boy like this, guy used to show up and he could just leap from the ground right up to, I don't know how many stories, right over the top of buildings like nothing to get away. But
in Chicago?
Yeah.
I've never heard of
Chicago. He was down there in the Capone era and stuff.
I've never heard of Spring-Heeled Jack in Chicago.
I don't know. My dad was talking about him there, but Northland Ballroom. The story goes that there was a wedding there, and it had one wild. Well, maybe all the girls were wild, but she was supposedly more beautiful and wild than the rest of the girls. And some stranger showed up at this wedding and was dancing with this girl, dressed in real fancy suit. And then people started to notice that there was something wrong with his feet when he was dancing. He didn't have regular feet. He had one was a hoof and another one was a hoof. One was a cow's and one was a horse's. And when people saw that, I don't know what happened. Anyway, the story was that the guy grabbed this girl that he was dancing with, a real beautiful gal. And this must have been on the second story because my mother said they flew out the window, ran right through the window, busted it out like they do in a movie. Nobody ever saw that gal again, whatever her name was, nor the guy with the, I don't know what the bad feet.
How long ago was this supposed to be?
Probably in the 30s.
The 30s?
It was when my mother was a youngster.
The 1930s. Well, wouldn't she actually? She would have had to have been in her own 30s in the 1930s, wouldn't she?
She was born in 1915.
1915.
So in the early 30s, she'd been about that age, 15, 16, 17. But her family talked about it. It was a big thing back then. But maybe it was just a story to keep girls at home from running around and getting devil napped or something. People use all kinds of different measures to make their kids behave. Boogeymans and devil stories. He wore that Stetson hat to cover up his horns. That fork-eared tongue had a tempting charm on him. Yeah. Like Joe Nichols said, it was all in a lot. It was long and lean, and that thing was a fire engine red, and that thing was hot. He fired it up, she waved goodbye. Love's gone to hell, and so have I. Here's to the past, they can kiss my glass. I hope she's happy with him. Here's to the girl who rocked my world, that angel who did me in. I think the devil drives a coupe de ville. I watched him drive away right over the hill. Not against her will, I've got time to kill down in Broken Heartsville. See, so the devil shows up on occasion, whether he's Spring-Heeled Jack or wearing a Stetson and driving a long red Cadillac. But I don't know no more, son. It's just a tall tale.
That's the whole story that you know?
That's second, third hand, fifth hand, whatever.
And you don't take it too seriously?
Well, I did for a good part of my life, and it was a well-known story around here at that time, so maybe there was something to it, but it gets blown out of proportion. I don't know, but the only thing odd about it would be the hoofs. See, if a guy showed up, but this guy was strikingly handsome, and of course he picked the wildest, most beautiful girl in the crowd, too, to make off with and dance with, and he obviously came there just for her.
Unfortunately, nobody would remember her name.
Oh, back then, there was a name. There was a name. Now, if you had that name, you could probably try to research it. But my mom was long gone. And Grandma Pask, I doubt that she would remember or even know.
How about Nancy?
Unlikely.
No.
If there were any survivors from my mother's, but see, they're all dead. And who knows? I don't know. I'm trying to think how I would remember the name, even if my mother told me the name. But it was just a story that she told me when I was little, and she was told when she was little. You know, so.
And that was out in Iola.
Yeah, Northland Baldwin. I think Billy Parker got married there. I don't doubt it. I was through that place. Used to drive by it all the time. Never thought nothing much about it except for that story there. That, like I say, if there was anything to it, you'd think there'd be something written up in the papers from way back when, or you know, there was witnessed by a whole lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
And
Maybe it's an evil place, that Northland Ballroom. You'd think if something like that happened, they would have had a historic monument put up by it. Maybe be closed up or something like those coal mines. Closed up forever. Okay, stop wasting your tape now.
Okay. I got hours of tape, I think.
Well, you better save it for your music.
Yeah, well, I'm going to go take a lot of this and put it...
Officer of the day, you could check the logs. They said it was all documented. How many people were firing weapons. Dozens of people shooting at it, and it didn't seem to affect it at all. It came in and went just on its own. Why it was there, it's hard to say.
Yeah, no, that's another one I want to hear you say from the whole story from beginning to end. Well, I've tried to find stuff about this story on the internet, and I don't think I've been able to come up with anything. I wonder why not. So if you could just tell me the whole thing, everything you remember about it.
I told you, I remember I heard it from people that were in the service when I was in the service, about guys that were stationed out the 29 Palms, and they didn't want to, it wasn't a good place because it was a really remote place out in the desert where 10 times worse than Roswell, and spooky things went on there. I think there was more than just that went on there. Because that night that the green-eyed monster showed up, something happened to the MPs by the gate that were guarding the gate, because they said their rifle barrels were twisted around I don't know if the guards were missing either. I don't remember. All I know is there was something to do that a lot of people were firing at this monster that they saw, but there was something mangled the guards' weapons at the gate. Now what it was, if the guards were missing and their weapons were just destroyed or what, I don't know. But all the lights went on in the vehicles in the motor pool. I don't know if they started up or not. And I said that was a creepy thing about it. There was so much lighting that the lights, and this thing was in the middle of all these lights, so everybody that had any live ammo started using it, I guess. Too bad they didn't have a bazooka or two. Blow it out of the water or whatever. But I don't know if that's a good way to treat a alien, like what's that friendly alien on a TV that wanted to go home? E.T. E.T. Yeah. What if this guy was a overgrown E.T. and didn't get a very good welcome? I don't know. What's the right thing to do? Return fire only if you're bleeding. That's the Marine Corps motto. that same one in Iraq, they tell me, so I don't know what to think.
Hmm.
But it's just a story. But this is a true story, because the people who were stationed there said you can check the officer, everything has to be logged. The officer a day keeps a logbook for every day, 24 hours a day, anything and everything that happens on base. The commanding officer, officer of the day, whoever in charge. And they said it's in the logbooks. You could read about it if you get those logbooks. But whatever the OD had to say about it, I don't know who knew about all this. There was some guys that had been stationed there that I imagine it was hearsay too, because somebody knew about it, but I don't know what all happened. But all I know is those barrels, they said the barrels on the rifle, not the ones that were shooting at this thing, but at the gate, which could have been a long way from the actual base. I don't know how far you had to drive in from the MP. They're probably out there quite a ways away from where the actual base is. Maybe not, I don't know, it's hard to say. But why would this monster have used the gate anyway? I mean, you know. But they said some of them, how those guns, the rifles got all mangled up like that, just like some super monster took them in his hands and just made nothing bush out of them.
You heard this story when you were in San Diego?
I believe it was San Diego. I don't think it was Camp Pendleton. I believe it was San Diego because people were worried about where they were going to get orders to. And nobody wanted orders to 29 pounds because it was kind of like getting sent to hell or something. They said there's too much spooky, creepy crap goes on out there. What all, I don't know. I just heard that one part, but it has a bad rep. So, I don't know, you'd have to look up 29 palms. Marine Corps base 29 palms. Not MCRD, that's Marine Corps Training Depot right next to, they call that Treasure Island or something, the Navy station right next door in San Diego. So, I don't know. It should be, well, see, because it's in the records, well, unless it got deleted somewhere along the line and covered up. But I doubt it. I don't know, all things that are not explained are not necessarily covered up because they might think you're crazy. There were too many witnesses there. They said like 80-some people were shooting at this thing. So there was accounts from that many people. So it could have all been bogus, but how come we don't see it on TV? Like you're right, when there's all these strange investigations, how come that thing was never looked? Maybe it was so long ago. Well, it would have had to been in the 60s. In the 60s, something, probably the mid-60s when this happened, I would think. But like I say, I thought they called it a green-eyed monster, the motor pool. That was a story, like green-eyed. But a green-eyed monster, green-eyed aren't very threatening. Red-eyed monsters, but a green-eyed monster, the motor pool. That's where it showed up, at the motor pool, in amongst all the vehicles they had. So, they never did explain how those lights come on. I think they said a lot of them engines actually started up. Look at this here, what you're missing. I think the water buffalo is stomping the shit out of that lion. Getting his. Look at that lion hang on that sucker.
Yeah.
That ain't what the heck is that? That ain't a water buffalo, is it?
I think it's a water buffalo.
I don't see the horns though.
It's got horns.
Yeah, it does too. And lion's trying to chew its nose or something. Boy, that goddamn lion, he ain't giving up. I suppose he's got a hold of it by the throat. And 300-pound lion bring down a 1,000-pound water buffalo just by chopping down on the windpipe. I suppose that's the way bulldogs work.
I guess.
They don't want to give up. You got off this recording stuff.
Alright.
What happens when the whole country collapses and the technology falls apart? We have no electricity and we're starving and we can't grow any food because all we got is seedless grapes and seedless watermelons and I don't know about seedless corn, but it's pretty bad.
Seedless corn. I like that.
That'd be really rough if you seedless corn, huh? That's really the bottom of the barrel there. Maize. Because making him a little larger even. What else is seedless? Seedless oranges, seedless watermelon, seedless grapes.
Bananas.
Well, bananas are bananas. They have seeds down the middle, I guess. I don't know how I guess you'd have to plant the whole banana to make sure you got the seeds.
I heard there's no seeds in this bananas are seedless. Bananas are supposed to have big, hard, black seeds in them.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I never. As long as I've been eating bananas, I've never seen a seed in the banana, but they got little dark stuff down in the middle where
Right. Right. But if there were seeds, they'd be big, hard, black seeds. But, they make them seedless just like they make everything else seedless.
Yeah, but these bananas grow wild out in the jungle and everything.
Well, if they grew wild...
They're not hybrid bananas, I don't believe.
That's what I heard.
Maybe. Bananas have been the same, though, for all my lifetime. So whatever.
Oh, look at all the little baby lions.
Oh, they're so cute. All right, now let's watch up this. Is my bedtime yet? No.
Nope. We got more time to sit and talk. Talk on camera.
Okay, I'm on camera today.
I'm going to have to take a look, see if any of those videos we made earlier turned up.
World. No.
Well, the only thing...
Chicago, New York, London. I think Spring Heel Jack has appeared. Everybody said Spring Heel Jack is the devil, and he has appeared any place and every place where things are happening, but for politics, so he can jump from building to building.
Well, I've only heard of him in England, I think. You're talking about Chicago?
Well, that's where my dad was talking about him being. I think you only heard about him in England.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you got all kinds of stories I never heard anywhere else.
It could be a failure to communicate. Just that my dad talked about, like he was really familiar with him, and he lived in Chicago a long time. But my dad didn't see him on TV. He knew about him from some other source. So, but I thought when I watched it on TV that he had showed up in different cities. I don't think it was just London, England, whatever.
I got no idea.
I don't either. Great. Go look it up on a computer.
Maybe I'll have to. Hey, I should show you the internet.
Why don't you record me some good music? But
your legs work. Let's show you the internet.
No.
Yep.
Oh no. My legs are gonna tote me off to the bunk, and I'm gonna crash. That's what I'm gonna do. And tomorrow I'm gonna get some work done for a change. Should go see Amy, but I can't. I gotta get up north.
Get up north. What are you gonna do there?
What do you think? I ain't gonna scratch my dog feet a crowd dance. Oh, where's Sam? Where's Sam? He should be here by now. He's letting us down. We cannot go to market. We starving to death. No Sam comes. We in bad shape, man. And he gonna come try to feed us that no good liver. He gotta be off his rocker. We need real food.
Oh,
we need fish, cop. We need a copperama.
I saw on the Point Journal, big fat headline when I was in the gas station today was something about deadly new fish disease.
New fish disease. Viral hemorrhagic septicemia. If you notice any red spots and a lot of fish dying in your area, please call the DNR hotline. You may reach it at 1-800-ASF-HOLE. With the good Lord give us the DNR, take it away. Support your local DNR with a rope. Big 10-4. Good buddy. That's about all I've got to say about that. Oh, that's good. That's good. Expedition when they went to the North Pole.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Talking about Admiral Perry's expedition to the North Pole, the original one, and one of the people who were there with him claimed that they sailed right into the center of the earth. And it was hollow. There was an opening. And they came across an oasis in the middle of all the ice. An oasis. Green grass, meadows, mastodons, everything that had wandered out. But, like I say, this is a guy that lived in Iowa. He had a name. Your mother would probably know his name. Sid was really up on that, and Sid probably had books on it. But anyway, that supported the hollow earth theory in the books and everything. But obviously, if it's there, it's not there all the time. Because the satellites don't show any opening. But it's, what do you call it? When you go from one dimension to another, you gotta find a portal or the whatever. But this guy that was with Perry up there, they must have flew up there originally, the first, I don't know what they were doing there. But he claimed he saw it. But the thing is, it's like going up a mountain. You don't even know you're climbing. So if you're going into the earth, the ocean would look like a regular ocean. You wouldn't be able to tell that you were descending. I don't know. It's weird. But he wasn't talking about that. He was talking about this lush, green, warm, I call it an oasis that they found up there soft. So, you'd think, though, if it existed, all kinds of photographs and everything else would have been taken of it. When did Admiral Perry go up there? 30s, 40s, 41? I don't know. I sure don't. Ask your mama. She could tell you stories about it. Ask the That's the squid they used to call him. A smiley task. So, little Benjamin. I told Guinevere, I told her she better call him Sam, after his grandfather and his great-great-grandfather. Poor little guy, they say he's going to look like me, be heavy too. Well, maybe he'll have better luck than I did. Hopefully. Oh, I'm sure he'll be treated proper in a lot of ways with Jen taking care of him. Look at that thing watching the cats on TV.
Nope, off she goes. I don't know if she can even... Sometimes I wonder if animals can even see what's on the television, because they seem to completely ignore it.
They must be able to see it. Look at the TV, Debbie. I had a lot of people talk about their dogs and cats watching TV and have favorite programs.
Yeah.
Look at the way Arnold used to get upset when he'd turn off his Conway Indian movie.
Well, now it looks like she's watching it. I guess it just takes a lot to get her attention.
Yeah, she's probably too interested. Probably like the way only interested in race cars. Talladega Nights, the legend of Billy. Did you see that?
Ricky Bobby.
Ricky Bobby.
I saw the very end of it. I didn't see the
I
rest.
didn't see it. I just saw the previews, but I'd like to see it because they're really poking fun at those Southerners in their racing. It's really dumber than 10 boxes of rocks. They were asking them some really funny questions in those previews. The response was something else.
Who knows? Maybe you're Ricky Bobby's on it right now.
Really?
I'm just guessing.
No, it's pretty new, isn't it? What do they call it? The Ballad or Legend of Ricky Bobby?
I think it's
No, it's called Talladega Nights.
yeah, Talladega Nights.
But then it says the legend of
Ricky Bobby.
Larry the Cable Guy ain't in it, is he?
Oh, I hope not.
Guys like him are in it, though. Driving cars real fast. Well, it starts out with him when his mama goes into the supermarket. And he drives off with her car. He's only like 3 or 4, I think, maybe 5 tops. He takes off in the car and says, I want to go fast. Tears right out into the street driving his mom's station wagon. So, that's where it started.
Any idea how to spell Talladega? That's a J. I've already screwed this up.
It'd be a T-A-L.
Sure as hell wouldn't be T-A-J-A. Try that again.
I think it's T-A-L.
T-A.
You can look it up in the Atlas. Talladega's a place right there by, below, I think it's below Birmingham, isn't it? Just a little east of Birmingham, Alabama. There's a Talladega National Forest and a Talladega Raceway. I drive by it. I think it's in Alabama. You just come up with a spelling, huh? T-A-L. Talladega. D-E-G-A. Dega. If I put it in the glasses, I could find it for you.
I must have messed it up.
It's on Highway 20. I drove by it not long ago. Well, I drove by it a few times lately. I was running out that way. Full blast.
Oh.
I think you got it spelled right, don't you?
Talladega, there's an I.
Talladega.
Or that's the double L.
Yeah.
T-A-L-L-A-D-E-G-A.
Ballad of Ricky.
The Ballad of Ricky Bobby.
Oh, did I?
What's that?
7.
Woo!
Oh, yeah, it's Will Ferrell. That's it. Yeah, that's the guy driving the car.
NASCAR driver Ricky Bobby faces his greatest challenge ever when French Formula One driver Jean Girard roars onto the scene.
2006. Some of the French drivers, like Dwayne watches them race all the time. Some of the same guys win all the time. They're real famous. I don't know about your other one. I don't remember the names because they don't pay too much attention to Dwayne and his racing stuff.
You gonna be around on Wednesday? It's on Wednesday. Maybe you and Dwayne can watch it together.
That'd be good. What time's it on?
Wednesday night, 8 p.m.
And what channel?
Stars Edge apparently. 352.
I'll try to I'll try to make a note of that. That one wasn't for Dwayne to watch. That boy. I'm telling you, want to watch a real racing. If you watch this
And on Friday, it's on regular cars.
Ricky Bobby.
Ricky Bobby.
Will Ferrell, wasn't he a goddamn elf?
Yeah, he was in that elf show.
I think he was the elf.
Yeah, he was the elf in Elf. Oh,
Some gal back there had the hot some, and then he come over here and got a different girlfriend, didn't he? Was he the elf that just shoveled snow all the time?
I did not see that show. I do not know what it was about.
I think that's all we did was shovel snow.
No clue. No clue. Boy, it feels to me like there was something we were going to do when we got home. What was that?
Make chili.
No, besides that.
Turn their phone off. Charge it up.
That's a good idea. Who knows how much battery it'll need.
And all then, so we could have called you on that battery.
Oh, no.
Actually, I didn't charge mine up. I went to the kitchen with it. Maybe you could charge them both.
I'll see what I can do.
But I only leave mine up for a little while.
I got to take mine downstairs, hook it up to my computer, and get the ringtones unfucked.
Or can't you just go to ringtones and pick one that you like?
Yeah, I want to put on all the ringtones I used to have, like that James Bond music and whatnot.
What about that? A good one, like.
Yeah, I can put that on. I can put anything on.
Can't hit the notes anymore. A guy named Marconi used to do them, I think. What would be his first name?
It was like Ennio or something.
Yeah, Ennio Marconi. Can't get her. I think that was Better the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, because that was the most popular with that. That was a good show. That one had Josie Wales. And then, of course, The Unforgiven with Little Bill. That was pretty good. Little Bill, and what was he talking about? Two Gun Smith or something? Talked about that gun. That was really interesting. Two Gun. Had that. They said, I can't play it on TV because about Two Gun, whatever.
Oh,
Little Bill where,
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
yeah. I think it was every bit as long as the barrel of that 9-inch Colt, whatever. You know, Samuel Colt is the one who came up with the Colt revolver. Samuel Colt.
That makes sense. That Colt would have invented the
Samuel
Colt.
Colt. Now, the other day, he called me a jackass.
What?
He said, the same jackass that rolled down the windows ought to roll them up. Once upon a time, a guy asked me, he said, what kind of mule was a stand mule? And I told him, damn stubborn one. But when you used to call me a jackass, I think jackasses and mules was the same thing. And that boy must have heard that story. I called me a jackass. But no, he didn't call me a jackass. He did this some jackass that rolled down the window. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have to get some Emmylou Harris. Amy sure put some good songs on that thing for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He looked down into her brown eyes. He said, say a prayer for me. She threw her arms around him. Whispered, God will keep us free. He could hear the riders coming. He say, this is my last fight. If they take me back to Texas, they won't take me back alive. There were 7 Spanish angels at the altar of the sun. They were praying for the lovers in the valley of the gun. When the battle stopped and the smoke cleared, there was thunder from the throne, and 7 Spanish angels took another angel home. Help me now, boy. There were 7 Spanish angels. She reached down and picked the gun up that lay smoking in his hand. She said, Father, please forgive me. I can't make it without my man. And she knew the gun was empty, and she knew she couldn't win. But her final prayers were answered when the rifles fired again. There were 7 Spanish angels at the altar of the sun. They were praying for the lovers in the valley of the gun. But when the battle stopped and the smoke cleared, there was thunder from the throne. 7 Spanish angels must have taken 2 other angels home. Yo, if I needed you, would you come to me? Would you swim the sea just to ease my pain? I think it's my bedtime, Sonny boy.
Yeah, I suppose. We gotta go around the house and hook up new light bulbs.
Rolling with the flow, going where the lonely go. Picking up things to do, without running in all directions, trying to find you. About you rolling with the flow, going where the lonely go. I got to keep moving, I can't lie down, sleep don't hardly come. There's so much loneliness all around. My hat don't hang on the same nail too long. My ears can't stand to say that same old song. And I won't leave the highway long enough to bog down in the mud. I got rambling fever in my blood. I caught that rambling fever long ago when I first heard a lonesome whistle blow. If someone said I ever gave a damn, they damn sure told you wrong. I've had rambling fever all along. Sometimes I'd like to bed down on a sofa, let some pretty lady rub my back, spend the early morning drinking coffee, talking about when I'll be rolling back. But I won't let no woman tie me down, and I'll never be too old to get around. Gonna die out on the highway and ride away like some old highline pole. And this rambling fever in my soul. Rambling fever, the kind that can't be measured by degrees. Rambling fever, there ain't
Yeah.
I suppose.
I'm going to go downstairs try and get some things accomplished with my computer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was born in an oil town. I grew up in an oil town. But my gusher never came in. The river was the boundary where my love and I used to swim. One night in the moonlight, the swiftness stole her life away. So now I live on Lake Shasta, Lake Shasta. It's where I will stay. But I'll never swim Kern River again. It was there that I met her. It was there that I lost my best friend. Now I live in the mountains. I drifted up here with the wind. I may drown in still waters, but I'll never swim Kern River again. It's the South San Joaquin where the seeds of the Dust Bowl are found. There's a place called Mount Whitney where the mighty Kern River runs down. It's not deep nor wide, but it's a mean piece of water, my friend. I may cross on the highway, but I'll never swim Kern River again. We could cheer me up musically. We gotta go to bed.
We should. Well, you should. I got a couple hours left.
Life is a card. You play what you get. Do what you can to feel no regrets. Do what you can. Forget about words. Go with the feeling. It usually works. So don't think, feel. Make it real. When it feels right, just don't think twice. Some worry all day about my boss. They worry all day about who they can trust. Worry all night about money and lust. Worry they do and worry they die. And when you're gone, just the bankers cry. Don't think, feel, make it real. When it feels right, just don't think twice. It was days without wondering. Time was a special friend. Laugh, I could laugh, and I did. And the singer sings his song, and as children marched along, we danced along. We chased the flowers through warm summer showers. Young, it was young, long ago. And in a hot August night, the leaves falling down and the grass on the ground smelling sweet. Oh, up the road to the outside of town, the sound of that good gospel beat. Sits a ragged tent my gospel group, telling you and me, say love's sake, brother love's traveling salvation show. Grab the old ladies and pick up your babies, 'cause everyone knows that everyone goes to Brother Love shows. Room that's suddenly still, and when you'd almost bet you could hear yourself sweat, he walks in, eyes black as coal, and when he lifts his face, every ear in the place is on him. Starting soft and low, like a small earthquake, and when he lets go, half of the valley shakes. Take my hand this day, walk with me. Whatever. Can't remember. Mine's gone. Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's. Longfellow serenade. Such were the plans I made. She was a lady, deep as a river, and I had only words to trade. You know that we were born for a night like this, warm by a stolen kiss. She was lonely, lonely. Anyway, we'll weave this web of rhyme upon the winged night. On a summer's night, we'll leave this world of time on its winged flight. And as we lie beside the sleeping glade, I will sing for you my Longfellow's serenade. Like, that was my favorite song, though.
Mm-hmm.
The one about sitting on a porch and watching lightning bugs fly.
I don't know. You'll have to tell me.
I can see the sun setting fast, and just like they say, nothing could ever last. Go on and say goodbye, hang on to your lover, 'cause your heart's about to die. Go on now and say goodbye to our town, to our town. Go on now and say goodbye to our town this night. Just up the street by the red neon light, that's where I met my baby on a hot summer's night. She was the tender and I bought her a beer. It's been 40 years and I'm still sitting here, so go on now, just say goodbye to our town, our town. Go on now and say goodbye to our town. Just up the street by the pretty brick wall, that's where I buried my mama, I buried my pa. I bring them flowers most every day. Just have to cry when I think that they'd say, can't you see the sun's going down on our town, on our town? Can't you see the sun setting fast on our town tonight? I sit on the porch and watch the lightning bugs fly. Can't see too good, I got tears in my eyes. I'm leaving tomorrow, I don't want to go, but I I love you, my town. You'll always live in my soul. Go on now, say goodbye to our town. Our town. Good night. Just up the street, bought my first car. Turned over once, but then it never went far. It's video recordings. I don't know what we could put on there sometime. Out in the horse corral, standing alone. We should start at the beginning. Hanging around town, spending my time out of the job, not earning a dime. A feller walked up and he says, I suppose you're a rock fighter from the looks of your clothes. You figures me right. I'm a good one, I claim. Do you happen to have any bad ones to tame? Says I got one, he's a bad one to buck. Throwing good riders, he's had lots of luck. I gets all head up and I ask what he pays to ride this old nag for a couple of days. He offers me 10, says I'm your man. Well, I'll never live that I couldn't fan. He says, get your gear, get your saddle, I'll give you a chance. In his buckboard I climbs and we head for the ranch. Gives me some rest and then right after Chuck walks off to see if this outlaw could buck. Out in the horse corral, standing alone, was an old caballo with strawberry roan. His mane was all knotted and he had pigeon toes, little pig eyes and a big Roman nose, little pinny ears, they touch at the tips. Big 44 brand was on his right hip. Eunuch and all with a long lower jaw. I could see with one eye he's a regular outlaw. Well, he gets the blinds on him, and it sure is a fright. Next comes the saddle, and I screws it down tight. And I step back and says, open the blind. We're gonna just see if this outlaw's gonna unwind. He sure is a skywalker. He heaves his big side. He only lacks wings for to be on the fly. He throws his old belly right up to the sun. Sure is a sunfish and son of a gun. He hits on all fours and goes up on high. Leaves me a spinning up there in the sky. I turns over twice and I comes down to earth, cussing and cursing on the day of his birth. I know there are ponies that I cannot ride. There's some of them left, they haven't all died. But I bet all my money there ain't no man alive. Stay with old Red when he makes his high dive. What else do we remember by Marty? I don't know. El Paso City, day. I can feel like road that trails back to El Paso. Who could believe that men can disappear from life and live another time? We should get that record off the internet sometime. The City of El Paso. That was made after the El Paso song. It's pretty good. Usually good song.
You should come downstairs with me sometime and sit and you and me could look for music and various other things.
I have seen the light. I've seen the flame. I've seen your eyes before, and I'll sure see your eyes again. For I've been refused, I've been regained. I've seen the light in your eyes before, I'll sure see your eyes again. Some people have to laugh, some people have to cry, some people never see the light till the day they die. But I have been released, now I've been regained. What bit this guy? A scorpion, a rattlesnake, huh? Venom must have went right up to his heart. Ooh, you can get your rat. Rats need to get got. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy.
After 10 o'clock.
It sure is. We're going to charge it north tomorrow and get them crawdaddies. Jeez, now if I spend a day loading my red truck like I unloaded the white truck, I'd be ready to go. Oh, but I got to go with that other stuff.
You gonna go fuck around with Amy's car?
I hadn't really planned on it. I don't know. If she just puts some goddamn injector cleaner in, it'd probably be fine. The only thing other person could do is take the battery cable off and kill the computer and let it reset itself.
Yeah.
Because it hasn't been killed since it got overheated running with no antifreeze, and the sensor probably got it all messed up in the head, so I don't know what it's doing half the time. You know how yours used to shake like the engine was falling right out of it?
Yeah.
When it was missing? And all they did is put injector cleaner in it.
I'm sure there wasn't something worse wrong with it.
Nah, they messed with it and never did find anything.
Wait, I thought they put a whole new computer in it. Or whatever that thing is, that block with the 6 things that hook up to this part.
Well, they put an ignition module in it, yeah. But that didn't seem to make any difference.
I've still got the old one in my car.
Yeah, I don't know that. The Spanish-American War had its day, and the Civil War too was soon laid away. And I learned to accept it with pride. You don't count, but that boys and God's on our side. For many dark hours I've been thinking about this, but Jesus Christ was betrayed by a kiss. But I can't think for you. You'll have to decide whether Judas Iscariot had God on his side. Best one is Jesus was a sailor when he walked upon the water, and he spent a long time watching on a lonely wooden tower. beneath your wisdom like a stone. And you want to travel with her, and you want to travel blind. You think maybe you'll trust her. Well, you touched her perfect body in your mind. Suzanne takes you down to a place by the river. You could hear the boats that go by. You could spend the night forever. And the sun pours down like honey on Our Lady of the Harbor. And she shows you where to look amidst the garbage and the flowers. There are heroes in that seaweed. There are children in the morning. They are reaching out for love, and they will lean that way forever. While Suzanne holds the mirror. And you want to travel with her, and you want to travel blind, and you think maybe you'll trust her, because you've touched her perfect body in your mind. Gotta get that one, so I learned the words to it. Yeah, forgot it. Been too long.
Who's that by? What's it called?
Suzanne. So, it's like, let's see. Flows and flows of angel hair, and ice-cream castles in the air, and feathered canyons everywhere. I've looked at clouds that way, but now they only block the sun. They rain and snow on everyone. So many things I would have done, but clouds got in my way. I've looked at clouds from both sides now, from up and down, and still somehow it's cloud delusions. I recall, I really don't know clouds at all. Moons and Jones and Ferris wheels, the dizzy dancing waves. When every fairy tale comes real, I've
Seen you.
but now it's just another show.
Hello?
Leave them laughing when you go. If you care, don't let it show. Don't give yourself away.
He's right here singing, right here. He wants to talk to you.
All right.
Your car broke down.
Why don't you put some injector cleaner in it? I don't know. Did you put it in? Well, then it should fix it. Yeah. Yeah. Your computer's doing it. Your computer's doing it, I suppose. We gotta take the battery cable off and kill the computer for a while, put it back on. The computer controls everything. Well, said it would be like that all the time.
It is like it all the time. If I idle, it fucking sits in hives itself and tries to stop. It takes me 5 times to start it every single time I start it, because every single fucking time I start it, it turns itself off.
Maybe your fuel filter's clogged up.
Well, it's fact that
How fast does